What's going on, everyone? Why would somebody say, you guess I don't like you? That's not fair. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Really appreciate it. Oh, look at this guy. What's up, Tanner?
What's up? What's up?
I wasn't going to chance it. You're still on time. It's 8:30, but I can't be called late.
No, I understand. They keep that title for me.
So I can't be associated with being late. So everyone, do me a favor. Read the disclaimer. We're going to talk about some things. We're not your financial advisors. We have no idea what your situation is. This is for educational and entertainment purposes only. Always do your due diligence. Please pause and read the disclaimer. Thank you
I
very much.
have to drop out and it's not recognizing my camera. 1 second.
But you know, these guys and their fancy equipment, I don't have these problems. What's going on, Lena? What's going on, June? What's going on, Shells? Thank you for being here, everyone. Really appreciate it. Tanner.
What's up?
Mustache is looking pretty big today.
Thank you. I'm feeling it. Super
You're feeling
confident.
it.
But do you know that I bought the Meta dip at the beginning of earnings?
No, because you didn't tell me. I thought you owned Meta.
I did, and then I bought more whenever I was reading through. We were able to see the press release. I was like, impressions delivered are better, price per ad is better, Capex is exploding, like all the things that I actually did want to see, including the Capex. And I was like, okay, this is down. Microsoft's down. I ended up buying both of them. So I'm an official Microsoft shareholder.
Golf clap. Love it. Love it.
Yeah.
Tanner's on board. I love it. So I'm going to take a little bit of a victory lap.
Please.
The Bears were wrong about Meta. This is what happens when you're a bear and you're just a bear for no reason without actually understanding the data. And I came out last night. I said this thing was going to be anywhere between 7 and 750 after hours. I think we touched 740 something after hours. It's trading around 717. It's a monster. Q3 was a fluke. It was an impairment, nothing more. They slaughtered earnings. Cash from operations, 115 billion and change.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, this is a monster. And 2026 is going to be great. 2027 is going to be even freaking better. I am so excited.
Yeah, no, I'm very happy. And even there were some comments in there. I'm sure you picked up on things like they said, we're directing most of our Reality Labs investments towards glasses and wearables. However, Reality Labs losses this year will likely be the peak.
Yep.
Very nice.
Very nice.
Sale of AR glasses more than tripled last year. He even said it's hard to imagine that most glasses wearers are not wearing AI glasses.
Well, when they get better and they can do everything I want them to do, I will be wearing them a lot. Now, here's the reality for the Bears. Don't go short or don't knock a company that has 3.58 billion users globally. Think about how stupid this is. Just think about how stupid this is. I want to be bearish on a company that more than a third of the global population uses.
Yeah. Up 7% year over year. That's like countries that they added in a year.
It's insane. And share repurchases, 26.26 billion. I mean, how can you not like that? Sure, they took on debt, but they have significantly more cash on hand than they do debt. They're not leveraged. It's fine. And I just go back to the numbers for Q4. A 24% year-over-year revenue increase. A 6% income from operations increase. A 9% net income increase. 11% diluted earnings per share increase at $8.88 in Q4. That makes me believe we can exceed $31 a share in diluted EPS for 2026, which means Meta's still cheap.
Crazy, right?
It's not crazy. It's still the most discounted in the Mag 7. And I'm going to bring it up. I'm going to bring it up again. So I did a 10-minute impromptu stream earlier, but you know what? For those that missed it, I haven't wavered. Since 2018, I have not wavered on this. During every stupid thing that's happened with this damn company. And you know what? October 31st, I came out when it plunged. You can see it right there. When it plunged and said the sell-off over a tax charge and Capex is unwarranted. And I'm sticking to it. It was unwarranted. This is one of the greatest companies we've ever seen. And to think that people can't see the forest through the trees and they get caught up in a narrative that isn't supported by data shows you how crazy sometimes the market can be. And Zuckerberg has earned the right to spend. He's earned the right to try things. He grew a side project from a dorm room into $1 trillion business that is now producing 115 billion annualized cash from operations. I think he's earned the right to try to pioneer the wearable space. And let's just play it out. What if he's right? What if he actually does and everybody else is wrong?
Well, I definitely think that the wearable space, especially the glasses, are going to be right. It's just whether or not they're going to be the biggest players or a player like Google and Apple end up just continuing to dominate because they already have the operating system.
And they could.
But honestly, glasses is probably the best form factor for a always on personal assistant. You know, I've been thinking about this a lot. Like if I were to have my phone out and I wanted to like if they get a personal assistant that knows me super well, I'm constantly asking it questions about what's going on around me. Do I have this, recipe right? Did I put in enough? Is this the right, like, I don't know. I could do 1,000 things of it, just seeing what I'm seeing and just let me know whether I'm on the right track or not. You can't just have your phone out the whole time. Like, I can't just go around life like this, talking into a phone. I need something that is constantly on and constantly helping whenever I want it to, and then fully fade away and turn off whenever I don't. That is glasses. It's not a watch. I'm not James Bond. I'm not talking like this all the time. It's going to have to be in my glasses. So then it sees what I see. So then, like as artificial intelligence gets better and smarter with better personalized context, it's going to make the glasses more usable. Or Neuralink. I mean, that's the next one, but that's a little, invasive.
Yeah, I think wearables comes before Neuralink.
Yeah.
And when it comes to the glasses, I do think it is the next iteration. I think it's going to be big. And if it can connect to your headset and you can talk to it and have it do things and have it bring things up, I mean, people think it's weird, but is it any more, think about this, is it any more weird than walking through the city with an earbud in talking on your phone? I talk on my phone every time I'm walking somewhere in the city. I'm talking on my phone through an earbud.
Yeah.
And it's normal. Like it is normal. Everybody is on their phone, whether they have one that plugs in with a wire or a Bluetooth. People are talking on their phone while they're walking through the city. What difference is it if you're not talking on the phone, but it looks like you're talking on the phone, but you're talking to your glasses? Nobody's going to freaking know. It's not weird. We've normalized talking and walking on a phone. We've normalized it.
Yeah, no, exactly. Looks like a refreshing drink. You know what I'm drinking? Celsius. Cheers to Celsius stock.
Disgusting. So
actually,
bad.
I'm drinking. This is their.
Whoa. Captain Sleepy Sleep It's 8:40. You're gonna drink a Celsius and go to sleep at a decent time?
Yes, sir.
How?
I don't know. Caffeine's never really affected me all that much.
Okay.
But yeah, but I'm drinking their non-carbonated one. I just got it for the first time. So it's like a flat Celsius. It's decent.
Okay.
Um,
Well, Meta's gonna, my opinion, this is an $800 to $1,000 stock in the future, sometime 2026. That's my own opinion. I said it before. I'm saying it again. I really think that this goes to 800 plus, and I'm going to say I think Zuck does a share split at some point this year.
like 10 to 1.
I think he'll do it if he can. If this stock gets past 800, I think there's a good chance he does a 10-for-1 split. I really do.
Yeah. I could see 10 to 1. Like, would I feel crazy buying a $74 stock? Like, that's normal.
Yeah.
You know?
Doesn't change the valuation at all, but you'll get more volume out of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm excited. And the reality is that they can increase the Capex as long as their cash from operations keeps growing. That's all I care about. Because at some point, they're not going to need to spend the Capex, and then the free cash flow is going to go to the moon.
Well, there were some comments about this during the call, which I don't know if that frightened you. So there was a couple things that there was a lot of talk about Microsoft reducing their Capex sequentially. It is true that that's their plan, but you should see the unbelievable spike up in Capex this quarter in Q4. There was
You're talking about Microsoft.
But
before we get to Microsoft.
Well, it ties into Meta. That's why. Okay. But can I continue for a second?
Yeah, finish.
Okay, so it was sort of twofold. The first one that happened was Microsoft's quarter-over-quarter comments of Capex, and then that got coupled with Meta CFO. Let's see, where's the exact quote? I had it here. Meta ended up saying, oh dang, now I can't find it. But they were talking about how they believe that they're not going to be supply constrained after this year. So yeah, let me see if I can find that. But yeah, so does that scare you at all for names like Nvidia or oh, by the way, analyst updates are already coming in. Meta just got an 875 upgrade. Way above street expectations, but also above street expectations on spend outlook as well. Constructively bullish, but sees Meta aggressive infrastructure and AI investments driving long-term growth despite near-term cost surge. That was Truist Securities.
Am I surprised? No. Not at all.
Meta said, we do continue to be capacity constrained. We'll likely still be constrained through much of 2026 until additional capacity from our own facilities comes online later in the year. That was Meta CFO.
Okay.
Does that concern you for CoreWeave, Nebius, AMD, Nvidia?
Maybe a little for CoreWeave Nebius. Certainly not Nvidia.
All right.
There's no way that makes me concerned for Nvidia. No way.
Are you building charts right now? What are you doing?
I'm building something because you know what? You said something, and I just want to give me a sec.
You know how good it was, how good of a feeling it was to buy Microsoft?
I'm excited for you, man.
Like, it's actually crazy how buying Meta and Microsoft feel like good decisions.
It's a great decision. All right. Here's why I'm not worried. Okay. So, CFO commentary for Meta. We expect full year 2026 total expenses to be in the range of 162 to 169 billion dollars.
It's pretty huge.
You know why I'm not freaking worried?
Why?
This is why, Tanner.
I mean,
because I should probably write revenue and expenses. Because in 2024,
you don't even want to know what I'm thinking right now, dude.
just hold on.
These charts would be done.
So in 2025, no, because you can't do what I want on it. So no, show me how fiscal AI is going to give you these numbers. Show me that. Please. Please.
What is that?
Me.
Just the change in the.
I'm going to explain. Don't worry about it. You can't do it, so it doesn't matter. It's okay. That's why you leave it to me. You leave it to people who actually use spreadsheets. Don't worry about it.
I don't know what the numbers are because none of them are labeled, bro.
Anyway, 2025 revenue for Meta went up by 22.17%. Their expenses went up by 23.73%. I could care less because look at the freaking jump. So you're going to spend an additional 22.5 billion, but increase revenue by 36.5 billion. Do I care? Not in the slightest. If we went based off of the same, right? Off of the same here, they would do 145 billion in expenses. So they're saying 162 to 169. Okay, so what? I bet you revenue comes in at a minimum of 250 to 260 billion in 26, because just increasing the revenue by what they did in 2025 year over year is 18%. So do I care if expenses are going up? No, I don't. Not at all, because they are monetizing their expenses. And at some point, the Capex is going to plateau and start to come down. And then you're going to see profitability on both net income and free cash flow go bonkers. And that means more buybacks, bigger dividends.
But well, I agree that it's, bigger number, better person. I get that. I see this, but it is potentially an impact on margin, right? Play devil's advocate with me. The expenses might be growing faster than.
Oh, they grew faster than revenue this year by 1.5%.
Sorry, they expanded margins?
So no. Expenses grew 1.5% more than revenue.
Yeah.
So yes, but guess what? They're doing so much in profitability that it doesn't matter.
Can I just quickly show? We're all over the map, but there's just so many things that I want to talk about. Or should I stay on Meta? Maybe
we can end Meta. I don't want
to end Meta. There's so much to talk about. I'm just all over the place.
I do want to say a few things about Tesla, and I was wrong. I get things wrong, everybody. I thought Tesla's numbers were going to be worse than they were. Now, they weren't great, but I did think that they were going to miss, even though it was lower expectations than normal. I did think that they were going to miss. They weren't as horrible as I thought they would be, but they still weren't good.
Yeah. But I just wanted to show you this chart on
fiscal AI.
No, Microsoft. Well, I mean, yes, fiscal AI, but Microsoft. Bro, look at the Capex. Did you see their RPOs and what it came in from?
It's a dumb reason for it to be down.
Sorry, what do you mean?
The fact that 45% of it's from OpenAI.
I know. Well, it's not down. Well, like
no. Sorry, I think the reason the stock is down is because people are freaked out because Gerstner is now 2 times stuck into OpenAI, even though he's a freaking shareholder, and people are thinking that OpenAI is a bust because of how good Anthropic's numbers are, and they're taking it out on Microsoft, which they shouldn't, because what would be the best thing for Microsoft? If OpenAI went kaplooey and they just took over the whole damn company. That would be the best thing for Microsoft.
Yeah, they own the IP.
Period.
So, but like for real, Amit said that it would be better if they just didn't show these numbers. But I'm like, okay, just do what all the Nvidia analysts are doing. Guide as if the 45% increase from OpenAI didn't exist. If you don't believe it's there, take it out. You know, it's still like I don't understand how that's a negative, that there could be potential new revenue. Whether or not how likely of that going through you actually believe is going to happen, like I don't see the downside here. Down 5.95% on the idea that they have a large customer order.
I mean, it's the same thing as Meta last quarter. It's bullshit.
Yeah.
So you mean you mean Microsoft just got cheaper? I mean, that's what the market just did. They just made Microsoft cheaper.
Cheaper with so every time that we see quarterly earnings, you know, we then move up the last 12 months. So last fourth quarter, which brought in $69 billion in revenue, is now replaced with $81 billion in revenue, because we're moving the 12 months over to now. We're, you know, instead of December of 2024, March 2025, June 2025, and September of 2025, now we're looking at March to December of 2025, which bumped up revenue, bumped up net income, right? Net income, instead of last year, 24 billion, now we just clocked in 38 billion, right? And so all the multiples, whenever you look at this company from a price to earnings ratio, it got cheaper. On a price to sales ratio, it got cheaper. Let's check free cash flow. Some could say it got a little bit more expensive on free cash flow, but it went from...
Free cash flow in this instance is not the profitability metric to go for, only because we know that they're increasing Capex. You either go for operating income or net income at this point.
Yeah, but in December, it's always their lowest.
I get it.
Yeah.
But look, the reality is
it got cheaper and numbers improved.
Microsoft is likely to generate about $17 in EPS this year. And at 481, where it was before it gapped down, it was trading at 28.3 times. You put it at the new number where it is, 452, it's now trading at 26.5 times this year's earnings. You're telling me that that is expensive? It's not.
Yeah.
It's not.
And by the way, I'm going through this company as well, like looking at the growth rates across all their segments. Like, it's not just the cloud revenue that's keeping Microsoft alive. You know, LinkedIn revenue is up 11%. Search was up about 7%. Microsoft 365 was up 26.5%. Let's see what else.
One of the largest moats any company could ever want to have. I do not get a single attachment from Google Sheets, Google Docs, anything. Not a single one.
I like all those products, but
you are an individual. I like those products too as an individual. Now, I use Word instead of Google Docs, but I like Google Sheets better than Excel for charts and just quick with ease, because I think the commands are easier for the stock stuff. But corporate world, nobody uses Google Docs. Startups do, not big companies. I don't get anything from big companies from Google. So
Amit just said he's buying Microsoft.
Yeah, Microsoft is incredibly cheap right here. Look, it's got one of the best moats you could ever ask for. People seem to forget they own Windows. Every PC that is purchased, they get a cut of, because you have to have Windows operating software. I'm sorry, Macintosh is not a large proponent in the computer world. It's just not. And I'm not talking about phones. I'm not talking about tablets. I'm talking about computers. Microsoft Windows is the largest operating system. People forget that they make money on that. As you said, LinkedIn, very important for HR services. It's even more important for people looking to expand their network and potentially go job hunting. Ton of revenue off of that. M365, the upcharges on Teams, the upcharges on Copilot. Dynamics is now becoming a true competitor to SAP, Oracle, and Workday. Azure. There are so many verticals, and then you get the whole video game segment. So many verticals.
Yeah.
Companies are not getting rid of Azure. Companies are not getting rid of SharePoint. They're not getting rid of Office 365. They're not getting rid of any of those surfaces.
Honestly, I'm pretty excited about it. So I'm happy I got a stake in Microsoft. I have a growing stake in Meta. Built out my position in Google and still have more to go on Amazon, which was so funny that Amazon was selling off on some of the comments made from Microsoft and Meta. Like, and then even then, Nvidia and AMD didn't even move that much on this news.
Yeah, Nvidia is selling off a little bit. I don't know why. I think it's not warranted, but we'll see what happens.
Amit says that Microsoft is now cheaper than Google. I completely believe that. Google ran like freaking, what was it, like 40+%? Like in the last year, sorry, way more than that. In the last year, Google's up 70%. From the 140 lows, it's up 130%. There's probably a conversation, if you're purely a Mag 7 or big tech investor, to rotate out a percentage of those Google winnings for Meta and Microsoft, just because they have not caught a bid, but yet they're still growing at the same rates as these other players, and they're fully in the AI game.
I want to address something. So I'm going to address this. Microsoft is going to die when youth and Gen Z are in the workforce. All youth in school use Google. Okay, I got a pretty big rebuttal to this. Okay. Just because Gen Z is going to go through the ranks does not mean that companies are going to get rid of Microsoft to go to Google. That's not the way business works. Like when you're running a business and you have 1,000, 5,000, 10,000, 50,000, 100,000 employees, it is not easy to make switches on software, let alone email and your entire productivity suite. It is not easy to make that switch. Not only is it costly, it is time intensive. A lot of things can go wrong. So remember, when Gen Z is in the workforce, they're probably not going to be the decision makers to make that decision.
Well, I mean, I don't necessarily agree with that, but I don't even think the thought idea of that is even true. Like,
yeah, but Tanner, you think about it. You have a 5,000 person company and you have people getting into the company now on the ground floor. And then over the next 10 years, they're not going to be in a decision to make that decision to switch.
No, I agree. But there's going to be new startups and everything. And those are going to be people ran by.
And I'm not discounting that. And I always said individuals, smaller companies, they're using it. I get that. But to say that when Gen Z gets in the workforce, Microsoft is going to die is crazy, because that just shows you that when you make a comment like that, you don't understand how corporations work.
And also, I think, as most like large shifting tailwinds, if you think that this is, going more towards Google, you would see that in the numbers. Microsoft 365 and their corporate contracts are getting bigger. Every year, they're printing the highest amount of money that they ever have printed. So, they're not going away. They're continuing to grow.
This is great. When an employee enters a business, they type 6-7, and the productivity dips a bit for the company. That's hilarious. Love it. Love it. Love it.
Microsoft 6-7.
Love it.
It's how they attract the youth.
Love it. Microsoft 367. I love that too. Amazing. Yeah, I'm not worried about Microsoft. I'll be adding. I really like Microsoft here. I think that they have a lot of firepower in the tank. They're too cheap. And when you see, and this is the thing that bothers me, when you see companies with this type of firepower selling off, but we still have companies that trade at a couple of 100 times earnings and they're generating like not a lot of money, that's crazy to me. Microsoft, if we're going to give multiples to those types of companies, Microsoft should be more expensive here. It just should.
I completely agree, dude. Like I think it's crazy.
Has anybody looked at Cloudflare lately?
careful.
I'm not going to be careful. Why do I need to be careful?
Well, I don't think that that's the right name to pick on.
I'm just using a name that came to my head. They're trading at 225 times earnings.
I know. Go look at Palantir if you want to be taking.
I'm Captain Critical of Palantir, and I'm a shareholder. And listen, I wouldn't be surprised if Palantir goes under 100 at some point. And I've said that before. Just saying. The numbers don't make sense. The math ain't mathing.
Cloudflare, just like Palantir, has a very legitimate reason for why they're so expensive. I wouldn't pick on that name as much as I would pick on, some of the quantum or pre-revenue names.
They're a $72 billion company that's not profitable.
I get it, but that's that's beside the point.
Oh, the quantum's crazy. Quantum's crazy. Oklo's crazy. It's crazy. Like, there are companies that are just expensive. Maybe they're not too expensive, but they're just expensive. And you have the greatest companies in the market trading at lower multiples than Walmart and Costco. And it's disgusting.
Yeah. Dude, everyone's trying to diversify away from big tech. And I'm like, all they're doing is securing their future even more. They're making more profits. More of the world's coming online and they're using their tools immediately.
They are absolutely crazy. The reality is that these are the companies that are going to lead the market higher. These are the companies that are going to end up doing 200 billion in operating income at some point. These are the companies that are buying back more in stock than these companies. Think about this. They buy back more in stock than these companies that are expensive generating freaking revenue. Yet they don't trade at a multiple. Like, stop it. It's crazy.
Yeah. I only have till 9:30, and then I jump off.
You want to go to Tesla?
Well, yeah, I want to hit Tesla, but I also want to talk about SoFi as well, just because there's been a recent sell-off and we're about to go into earnings. So I'd like to hear your thoughts on that.
Wherever you want to go on this, my friend.
Okay, let's go to SoFi really quick because I want to know, are you streaming with us?
When? Friday?
Friday morning.
No.
Okay.
Can't do it. I got work stuff I gotta get done.
All right. No problem. But we'll talk after that. Or well, actually, I'll see you the next day.
Yeah, now I can do a stream in the afternoon, like early evening, like 6 if you want, for an hour, half an hour to discuss it.
It might be pretty hard because I have to do a bunch of videos to get, like, I want to try to get my weekend prep.
You can't take 20 minutes to talk about SoFi sometime on Friday evening?
No, I'm going to take 25. I'm going to take 20 minutes to talk about SoFi for a video that comes out on Saturday.
Okay, still 20 minutes. Like, really? All right.
But it's never 20 minutes with you, Drew. We've done 33 minutes already.
But we're talking about multiple companies. That we only have to talk about one company then.
Tesla. Okay, wait. First off, no. SoFi. We're like under $25 right now. We're down over 20% since last earnings.
Yeah.
Lending Club, bro. Lending Club spooking the heck out of everyone because they just ended up showing off earnings. They didn't grow at all. What's going on?
Woo. You think I care about a Lending Club?
I agree. The stock went down like 10%. But, they are not comparable to SoFi. I completely agree. But I can tell Steve's in such good spirits.
Like, they shouldn't even be in the same sentence.
No, I agree. But what
you're putting them in the same sentence?
Because I'm addressing market concerns.
I'm not concerned.
Are you buying? Or what are you doing?
I'm not buying, but I'm not concerned.
No?
No. I mean, listen, if it goes under 20, then I think it's interesting again. But this is what happens when you sandbag all the time.
I think Trump actually praised SoFi today. Nice. I have not seen it yet. Yeah, no, he just said his name, but here, play this for a second. It's 13 seconds.
Thank you. Anthony Noto of SoFi Technologies. SoFi. Thank you very much, Anthony. Right. These are the ones you read about, and Bill Ackman is here, Pershing.
That's because of their additional donation to the what do you call it? Trump accounts. They're going to be matching the donations of their employees. But yeah. So
I mean, look.
And then the company was down like 3% today.
Here's the reality. When you sandbag all the time, unfortunately, that has a price to pay. I'm hoping that they give guidance out to 28. I'm really hoping that they do, because I think that that will get the street excited, because guidance out to 28, I would think they got to be doing at least $1.25 to $1.50 EPS in 28.
$1.25
to $1.50 in 2028.
Oh, I agree with you. Yeah. Sorry, I thought you were talking about 2026. I was like, you've lost your mind.
No, I would have lost my mind. You would have the right to slap me silly on Saturday. But that's not crazy. $1.25 in 2028 is not crazy to me. And at the current price, if we're going to go off of that number, that puts it just under 20 times earnings. So that's a ton of forward growth. I think that SoFi is interesting here. If I didn't have a large position, I would consider starting to nibble here. But I have a built-out position, so I'm not looking to chase and just add more. I happen to look, I bought more Nvidia the other day. I don't consider that chasing, because I think Nvidia is a $250 stock.
I agree with you. SoFi is a large name in my portfolio, third largest name. I added more today.
I like it. I like the confidence.
Yeah.
I like the confidence.
I
am worried though, because I'm a little worried, and it's because, and I don't claim to be a chartist or a TA or anything, but I think 25 was a very significant level for them to fall below, because when you actually look at the chart, you had major resistance in October, November, and December at 25, and it did not cross over, and it just crossed over. So I'm a little worried about that. They need to get back above 25 quickly. Otherwise, this can break down.
Well, it's either going to skyrocket above 25, or we're going to have a really hard time for a while if we don't get above on earnings.
I mean, listen, if this breaks down after earnings, this is going below 20.
Let's can you put up this thing really quick? This is the problem with guidance. So this is from Q. What?
Can you make it bigger, please?
This is from Q. Yeah. Well, in a sec. This is from Q4 of 2024.
Yep.
What we ended up seeing is that diluted EPS was 25 to 27 cents. That's what they guided for originally. This is what I'm so worried about, is that they're going to guide, for 2026 super low. And then what we're actually expecting is somewhere along the lines.
Where are they coming in this year?
37, 38, 39 maybe?
So you think maybe 38, 3.8 on revenue. Where do you think on adjusted EBITDA?
What, for SoFi?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. You're talking about growth rates.
No, I'm just talking in general. Where do you see their revenue coming in to close out 2025?
Let me pull up my chart really quick. But
because you just showed that on the high end of their guidance at the beginning of the year, they were 3.28 billion revenue, 865 million EBITDA, 305 million net income. So where do we think their revenue is coming in this year? High end, not high end, but where do you think it is?
If you remember the numbers, you remember those numbers.
No, I have it written down. I have it in a spreadsheet.
Wait, you just wrote all that down on a spreadsheet?
Yeah. I want your revenue number.
Okay, I'll show you right here.
Just tell me. I don't need to say it.
No, you can see it. I think
Revenue
that
is what?
revenue will come in at 3.64 billion,
Okay. Just
Um,
leave it on.
1.05 billion,
Okay. Net income.
477,038,000.
Okay. So Tanner is very proficient in this and he tracks this very closely. I don't. So I normally go off of what Tanner is saying, because I just don't have time to go to that extent with this. And I'm going to show you something. And this is where sandbagging kind of sucks.
By the way, amongst Roy, Tevis, myself, I'm the most bearish. I'm the most conservative out of all of their numbers.
Yes. Yes, you are.
This is why I worry, though, that they could do themselves damage once again by not guiding appropriately.
Right. So when you look at it in Q4, whatever that slide was that you showed, this is where their high end of guidance was. Not midpoint, not low point, the high end. If Tanner's right, that means that they beat the high end by 11% on revenue, 22% on adjusted EBITDA, and 56% on net income. At some point, you can't sandbag by this much.
Yeah.
Maybe only sandbag a little bit. Don't sandbag the whole way.
Yeah.
Leave a little to the imagination, leave a little rope, but I mean, get the market excited about what you're going to freaking do.
And honestly, most times that I do these numbers for them, they end up blowing my numbers out of the water. So there's a chance that those numbers are even, I'm slightly sandbagging for them, but I don't have their actual numbers. So, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it is what it is.
Do you want to do Tesla?
We can do Tesla.
Initial thoughts? You're buying Tesla stock?
So let me put a disclaimer out there. Okay. I have not gone through the Tesla deck yet. I saw the report, just very high level. I heard some of the comments that Elon made. I have to go through the deck. So I'm putting that disclaimer out there. The numbers were not as bad as I thought they would be, but they were not solid. The fact that Elon is going to get rid of 2 lines of vehicles and put that capacity to Optimus shows you 2 things. 1, Optimus is the future of the company, just like I've always said. 2, their cars are not the future of the business. And I think that they have a problem in the automobile industry. You don't see Mercedes, and granted, I get it. Mercedes, BMW, they don't have an Optimus division, but you don't see them getting rid of their vehicles that are over $100,000. You don't see them trying to freaking consolidate into lower expensive cars. So I think that Tesla has a car problem. I don't think FSD is the future of Tesla. I don't think that robotaxi is the future of Tesla. And you know what? I hope that this jumpstarts Optimus. I am worried about some of the stuff he said about still being in the early stages. I thought they were a little further along, but really focusing on Optimus is the right thing to do. And I've always said, this is a company that went up against Ford and GM and won. Don't think that if they really put the money into it, they're not going to win on robots. Nobody is going to out-manufacture them on robots.
Sure.
And I think that Elon is making the right move here.
Share my screen really quick. The production, like the Model S and the Model X, is the red bars. These are for total deliveries. So everyone's freaking out at this because this is their legacy, right? Like the Model S was the original vehicle, well, original after the model or the Roadster, but the one that really went into full production. The Model X had the Falcon Wing doors. There were so many innovations in that vehicle, like extremely exciting, highest rated, safety rated SUV of all time. So it's more the legacy. But whenever you actually look at their total sales, these are nothing. These are nothing. They make not a dent. And by the way, I'm actually including other model deliveries, which includes the Cybertruck. So I'm actually doing a disservice. It's even smaller than this. But they want to use the Fremont factory to eventually get to 1 million bots per year. I don't know if they're ready for that. But if you are excited about the future,
that would be so bullish.
If you're excited about the future of this business being FSD and robots and everything like this should be the exact path that you want them to go down. You know?
I think that's why it's up right now and not selling off. Tesla's never been about the valuation. It's been about the story and if Elon can deliver. I do believe Elon's going to deliver on Optimus. The question is when, not if. And I should write that down. That's going to be the title of my Tesla article. Not a question of, what did I say? Not a question of when.
When, not if.
When, not if. A question of when, not if. There we go.
Jose said, wow, I thought they had a larger sales numbers. Well, I mean, they have higher selling numbers, and I'm pretty sure the margins are even slightly higher on the more expensive models. But in the grand scheme of things, if you were looking at like a maximalist of this business, you cut those right out.
I mean, if Tesla sells off, I'll buy it again. But I'm the most excited right now about Nvidia. All roads lead back to Nvidia. Zuckerberg increasing Capex, hearing what's happening with SanDisk and the memory space, and then hearing what's happening with Micron and Microsoft. It's just Taiwan Semi. How is Nvidia not going to blow the numbers out of the water? And then China revenue this year. I mean,
did you do the math on that?
So excited. No, but you did, so show it. I don't need to do the math on it because you did.
I'll do two things. So one, the GB200 NVL72s, which is the Blackwell, the original Blackwell 200 72 GPU rack scale system, which is like the creme de la creme. Okay. Sells per system roughly around $3 million per unit. The rumored cost of the Vera Rubin system. Hey, Steve,
I'm listening.
Listen, I'm gonna. Your computer's about to black out right now.
I know you're going to say that the Vera CPU is going to be freaking amazing.
Well, I know that. That's not what I'm going to say. What do you think the selling cost? If the Blackwells are selling for $3 million, how much do you think the Vera Rubins are selling? This is at launch.
10 million?
No, now it seems small, but $5.7 million. You ruined that for me. But usually you would think, just like iPhone sales or something like this, that as technology gets better, you know, the price usually has to stay consistent, but the technology gets better over time. But that's actually not what's happening. They're charging a lot more for these technological advancements. And because of the cableless, hoseless design of the Vera Rubins, supposedly they can be set up quicker, manufactured faster, less downtime, and AMD can't compete. Me likey.
I mean, I don't know if we can really say AMD can't compete.
Well, they can't compete on the idea that they don't have a cableless solution right now.
That I get. I'm just saying that AMD is going to win in certain areas. Nvidia is going to win in the big areas. That's the way that I would phrase it.
Yeah.
And they're both great companies. Nvidia is where I really think there's a lot of alpha, and I think the market is severely discounting them, and we're going to see some big numbers come February. Everything is pointing to blowout numbers.
So with the China sales, what ended up coming through right now, or yesterday, at 11 p.m., I should state, China approves first batch of Nvidia H200 AI chips for import. Approvals cover several 100,000 H200 chips allocated to 3 major Chinese tech firms. which I'm pretty sure is going off the top of my head, Alibaba, ByteDance, and Tencent. So whenever you look at these, I think these are reported to cost roughly around $30,000. There was also a report, well, anywhere from $27,000 to $40,000 per chip, but let's just say 30,000. Nvidia asked them to pay upfront with no payment plan, and then depending on whether or not they sold roughly, because they said several hundred thousand, is that 300,000? Is that 500,000? Hard to tell. We're somewhere in the ballpark range of $8 billion to $20 billion in sales. Just like that. Approved. That's not accounted for, not a part of their guidance, not a part of their $500+ billion. That doesn't include the XAI recent deal, the Anthropic recent deal, the Humane recent deal, the Chinese deal. How can you not be bullish? And by the way, Wall Street is not guiding for even 500 billion over the next 5 quarters either. They can't even get to that, let alone all the additional demand.
How about the fact that
Jensen, talking with Fox Business recently, said that they can meet that demand.
How about the fact that the street's midpoint believes Nvidia is going to grow 50% revenue this year?
And they're wrong.
Oh, let's just say they do. And I know you're saying they're wrong to the downside. I know what you're saying. Let's just say that they do a 50% year-over-year increase.
Sure.
They're going to add $105 billion in freaking revenue at a 50% margin. Like, You're telling me that deserves a multiple in the 20s? Get the hell out of here.
Yeah, and then people freak out whenever they do a $2 billion deal with CoreWeave, and they go, "Where are they getting all this money?" It's like, what do you mean?
Let's think about this, everybody. Okay, if they do 200, let's just say they do 200 billion this year, and they come in under estimates. All right, 200 billion and I'm shorting the margin. Because the margin's 56%. Let's say 50% to keep the math simple.
You're shorting them at every angle.
I'm shorting them at every angle on purpose. Wall Street's midpoint for 2026 is 50% revenue growth. So now you have a 300 billion company at a 50% margin, $150 billion in net income. Do the math. That's how much per week? Oh, like 2.9 billion in change per week in net income. Per week. And we want to be bearish. We want to say this company's not going to get bigger. We want to say this company doesn't deserve a multiple that's over 25 or 26. Stop it.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It's funny. I see these reports. I see this all over where people start doing this. Nvidia just invested $2 billion in CoreWeave, so checks notes, CoreWeave can buy more Nvidia chips. I counted up all the circular investing, and I could find to check this is really as crazy as it looks. Here's my conclusion, yada, yada, yada. Anyway, first of all, Nvidia, out of this circular financing deal.
Hold on. Before you get to the circular financing, what does it actually mean when they invest $2 billion? That means they get shares of CoreWeave on the balance sheet. They're not giving them money for free to spend on chips.
Yeah.
Like Nvidia is now becoming a holding company of other tech companies.
So then they get those shares, $2 billion worth of CoreWeave at $87.50. So we're already up on that. Okay. So they're, book value on CoreWeave just went up. Okay. This is for Nvidia. And part of that deal is that the next 5 gigawatts of power will be practically exclusively with Nvidia hardware, not just for their GPUs, a big CPU build out using Nvidia networking, which just at the GPU scale, I'm not talking about all the networking and everything, is roughly about $35 billion per gigawatt. So they spent $2 billion, didn't even spend. They bought $2 billion worth of common shares from CoreWeave, and they've secured essentially 5 gigawatts, which is roughly about $150 to $200 billion in revenue from CoreWeave into the future. I mean, what do we talk? Checks, notes, so CoreWeave can buy Nvidia. What are you talking about? They just did 100x even more on that, because then whenever CoreWeave goes and buys those 5 gigawatts from Nvidia, they're going to turn around and make 600 billion from their customers. So then what's that going to do to the stock? The $2 billion, well, which is going to be $5 billion in equity that they have in CoreWeave. Like, let's get a freaking grip. I'm just, yeah. Loving the NeoCloud names. I love the AI infrastructure names. Meta just told you all that the Capex is not slowing down. Microsoft said the exact same thing. What do you think Amazon's going to say?
Here's the thing. The future is not investing in Clorox or Coca-Cola. That's not the future. I'm sorry. That's not where
It's
the
data
future
centers and
lies.
Pokemon cards.
Well, let's leave the Pokemon cards out of it, all right? Because it actually has outpaced the S&P 500. So let's, leave that aside for now. This is not the stock market of the 80s and 90s, okay? This isn't even the stock market of the 2000s. You have legit tech companies that are only going to get bigger and bigger. And this is not a market where Exxon and Chevron are going to lead the market. So we need to stop acting like that, because technology never goes backwards. It only advances. Anybody who's 30 years old or plus has to understand that throughout your whole life, technology has only advanced. I'll even say 20 plus, 15 plus. I don't know the age ranges of people watching, but whatever your age is, if you're an adult, think about your life and technology. It only evolves. You think that's just going to miraculously stop? That's the thing that the bears don't understand, because their broken mind can't understand that the NASDAQ never fell when it got to 10,000. I mean, they're bears for a reason. Like, they don't understand this.
I agree. Are you ever bearish? What are you bearish on?
Listen, I know that I don't know everything. I know that there will be pullbacks. I know that a recession is inevitable. But at my age, I'm a permabull, because I don't care if the market dips 20 or 30%. Why? Most people have the majority of their assets that are in equities in their retirement account. Most people, maybe not the people in the chat, maybe not you and me, but most people, their stock portfolio is predominantly their retirement accounts. The US does not have pensions anymore. Everything is privatized. Everything is 401k or 403bs. People who are working for themselves have SEMPs. Now, when you are investing in that, you are a forced buyer of equities. I would argue that the most common that you're buying are either S&P 500 index funds, target date funds, or total market funds. Every 2 weeks, you are a forced buyer of these companies because they are the largest components of those funds. So if we have an inflow of money coming in every 2 weeks and people not selling their retirement accounts, you should want, if you're not 65 years old, if you're in your 30s or 40s, you should want the market to go down so you can buy more of those great assets at cheaper prices, because you know in a year or two, they're going to be back up. I mean, really think about this. Is there a situation that's scarier than COVID? Not since COVID. Every dip has been bought. The crash of 21 or crash of 22 was a perfect storm, because you had inflation, you had raising rates, you had supply chain issues. That was a perfect storm. That also got corrected in a year.
Yeah.
So what are we really worried about here? Like,
Yeah,
I'm sorry, just don't go high beta with your whole portfolio. You'll be okay.
yeah. As long as you're not, so short tempered and have really short expectations, then you are fine holding on to great names. And this is why I'm even buying Microsoft and Meta and stuff. It's not because I can't find opportunity elsewhere, but it's like also in a bad time, how much flexibility do those companies have?
Oh, how
But
about this? If the
the big
market goes
companies
down
are,
20%, are you really selling? Like, what are you selling for?
yeah, yeah.
Especially if you're in index funds. Like, what are you doing?
Young, don't need to redeem or don't need to withdraw or redeem from those accounts. What are you doing?
Exactly. Now, look, I get it. If you have a bunch of money in individual stocks and they're going down, trust me, I get it. That's not what I'm talking about here. I'm talking about the majority of capital. I mean, you look at just VOO. Have you looked at the assets under management with VOO lately?
I couldn't even get 80 billion. What is it?
1.47 trillion, 80 billion. $1.47 trillion is in VOO.
I must
You
be thinking
look
of
at,
the SPY or something. I don't know.
yeah, you look at SPY, you have 710 billion in SPY. That's not even including going into mutual funds that are predominantly in retirement accounts also. So, what are we really worried about here? I
Yeah.
don't know. I'm not worried about it.
I can't believe how far off I was.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised that you're that far off.
Yeah. I'm not doing much index investing these days, eh?
I mean, listen, that's your prerogative. You don't have to. I'm a forced buyer every 2 weeks in my retirement accounts.
Anytime I go to buy the S&P, at least right now, I'm like, is there a chance that it's going to outperform my Nvidia or something like this? And I think for people that aren't spending every waking hour on markets, that is by far the best thing to do, because you're not going to be able to keep up with the news. But I'm, forced staring at these charts all day, so I'm not going to miss something if it pops up. Like I don't really see news that passes me by for more than 15 minutes most days. So I just feel a little bit like I don't need to diversify too much into S&P right now, and I can hold my individual names.
And I mean, look, the reality is that you have a track record of doing well. So it is probably better for you not to focus on index funds. But look, the reality is,
And I don't have an employer match or anything like that.
yeah, look, the reality is that most employers do not allow you to buy individual companies. I have 20 funds I can choose from. My wife has 20 funds she can choose from. Most companies do not allow you to choose individual stocks. They don't even let you choose outside of a basket of stuff that's already
Yeah.
picking you, because there are laws and rules and regulations that they have to follow. So it is what it is. I just don't know. So when the markets went down, whether it was COVID, whether it was 2022, whether it was Liberation Day, I don't know a single person, and I know a lot of people that sold their retirement accounts off. Are there people that went to the sidelines in individual stocks? I know, yeah, but not a single person touched their retirement. They were still buying every 2 weeks. That's what you do. And for that reason, it's like, where else are you going to put money?
Still can't believe the S&P 500 added Carvana.
Yeah,
Yeah.
listen, I would love there to be a freaking abbreviated S&P 500, because I think there's a lot of dead weight in there. But you know what? The great thing is, at some point, when was Nvidia? You would know this. When was Nvidia added to the S&P?
Oh, bro, I do know this answer.
Around. You don't have to be specific. Just around a year. 2018.
No. It was pretty early. I was just listening to the Thinking Machine.
I'm getting
It's
it.
much earlier than you'd expect.
I'm getting it. Wow, 2010.
Yeah.
All right, so think about this, everyone. Nvidia's meteoric rise, when would you say it really started, Tanner? 2018, 2019, it started getting really popular?
No. That was actually a pretty bad time. Like 2020, 2021.
Okay.
2018,
Okay.
2019.
But I mean, they were getting
Yeah, a bunch
bigger.
of people are saying 2001, not 2010. And I actually, that was the number that came to my mind.
Was it?
Yeah.
I'm seeing that Nvidia officially joined the S&P 500 on July 1st, 2010. But this site could be wrong that I am looking at.
But
Regardless, my point is that Tanner's one of the few people that caught Nvidia very early and called it right, and he's been in it pre-2020. There's not many people that were in it, but if you were buying an S&P 500 index fund, you caught the entire growth wave of Nvidia, and that's one of the things that has made the S&P go up. And when you own the S&P, you're going to catch every wave of growth from every company that does that. Will we see another Nvidia? I have no idea. But you caught Amazon. You caught all these companies that you may not have invested on your own. And sure, maybe the S&P weighting was only 0.5%, and then it grew to 1%, then it grew to 2 and grew to 3, but you still benefited from it. And you never have to pick individual stocks. There's no other place to put money except the US markets. And this is the best way, in my opinion, for long-term wealth, is just to keep buying index funds because you don't have to take chances. Are you going to get a 20%, 30% drawdown? Yeah, at some point. But you should still buy, because what else are you going to do? Eventually it will correct. Every bad thing that has happened, from the crash of 87 to 9/11 to the dot-com bubble to the financial crisis to COVID to the high oil environment to Liberation Day, every single one reversed and the market ended up going higher. So what are we really worried about? And this is where I think the bears are so freaking wrong that they don't make any sense.
I hate to spoil the fun. I really have to go.
Okay.
Are you staying live?
Yeah, I mean, I'll stay live for a few minutes, I guess, and hang out with everybody.
Okay. Well,
Just leave your
ladies and
channel.
gentlemen.
Leave your channel going. It's fine.
No, I'm gonna end it.
You don't have to.
I know I don't have to, but I also can't moderate the swear words that you're gonna say. If you guys want to watch, go to Stephen Fiorillo's.
I'll tell you what, I'll tone down the swear words if you like. I haven't been bad tonight.
No, I know, but like, I don't know. You could be going off on milk and everything. I don't know. I'm just. If
I'm
you
not
guys
even
want to go watch
drinking
Steve's channel,
milk.
go watch Steve's channel.
I'm drinking water with a splash of cranberry.
There you go. You got a bladder infection or something?
No, I'm trying to get more water intake, and water is just so boring that sometimes I throw cranberry in, sometimes I throw a lime in. I don't know. It's the first thing I freaking grabbed.
Yeah.
You know what's really good? I like the blend of cranberry pomegranate. Throw it in my water. Really good.
That's nice. I really don't put anything in my water. Sometimes I'll do some lemon or something. I love the liquid IVs, but you can't drink them all too much. Like, you got to be getting out of a sauna or something, like where you've really let a lot of salt out of your body. Then you can have like a liquid IV. But yeah, luckily I'm doing that right now, so I gotta go.
All right, Tanner.
Peace.
Enjoy. I will catch up with you on Friday, I guess, and I'll see you on Saturday.
See you on Saturday, and then what's it called? We'll do our lists and everything next time.
Yeah, we'll do them next week. That's fine.
Maybe we do a UFC thing as well, top 25 fighters or something.
That's going to be hard. I like it. Yeah, we could do that.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Peace.
Later. All right, everyone. I'm going to stay with you for a while. So, look, really good day today. Meta got me pumped. I think Microsoft's an opportunity. And look, if Tesla sells off, I'll start buying again. I am a fan of Tesla. I just wasn't a fan of the valuation. I exited for other investments. And if it goes down, I will buy again. Now, we got a couple big days coming. We got Apple tomorrow. I think Apple's going to crush it. We got SoFi on Friday. I think SoFi is going to crush it. It's a matter of how bad Noto sandbags at this point. I think it's going to be really good. I'm excited. So we'll see what happens. Unfortunately, I have work obligations that I need to attend to. So I will not be streaming with everybody for SoFi earnings. I am planning on streaming tomorrow afternoon for Apple earnings. Now, we also have Amazon and Alphabet next week. I think both are going to be really good. I think Amazon is going to break out at some point soon. I am excited about Amazon. I'm more excited for Amazon than I am Alphabet because I think a lot of the easy money was made with Alphabet. I think Amazon, it's not in a similar situation, but it's in a situation where it's being undervalued. And I am very excited about that. So, big 2 weeks, all roads lead back to Nvidia, in my opinion. I did buy more. I did start a position in Zeta. As everybody knows, I put an article out and I put a YouTube video out. If you want to read the article, I thought the article was really good. So I'll link it below. It's on Seeking Alpha. There will be a members only video coming out about Zeta, but you can read the article here on Seeking Alpha. I think Zeta is going to be a baby Palantir. Now, do I think, when I say baby, let me explain exactly what I mean by that. I'm not expecting Zeta to go to 200. At the same time, it's a $5.5 billion stock. It has a lot of growth ahead of it. There are certain metrics I really like. 20% revenue growth year over year for the past 15 quarters, expanding adjusted EBITDA margin for the past 18 quarters. There are things I really like about it. So I'm willing to invest in it. So I am looking to buy more Zeta. I'm holding off until probably after earnings to buy more. I want to see what happens. I'm going to annoy some people right now. Palantir reports next week, I believe. Hold on. Palantir reports on 2/2. So Palantir reports next week. It is down to 157. I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry about what I'm going to say. I try to be the voice of reason with it. I'm a shareholder. Keep that in mind. Okay? I have said it's expensive. Take the PE out of it. You had what I consider to be one of the greatest business quarters. Okay? One of the greatest business quarters a company has ever put up in Palantir's Q3 earnings. And they couldn't break out to all-time highs. Now, it dropped, it came back up, and it dropped again. If they don't slaughter, and I mean slaughter earnings, and if their revenue growth for next year is not a big number, I really do think that this could go under 100. It's an expensive stock. It's still a $400 billion company. Think about this. And they do $3.9 billion in revenue. The math just doesn't math right there. Do I think they're going to be a $1 trillion company in the future? Yes, I do. Why would you ask if I've looked at Palantir numbers? Listen, I am an original Palantir bull. Original. All right. Before I show you the charts that I do, I've written 35 articles on Palantir. I started writing about Palantir in January 2021, right after the first public earnings. Okay. I am an original Palantir bull. I'm still a shareholder. I just think it got ahead of itself. All right. I've done a lot of research on this company. I'm not bearish. All I'm saying is that it may have gone a little expensive. But at the same time, It's one of the greatest companies I've ever seen. So when you ask if I've looked at the numbers, yeah, probably more than you. And I'm not sorry if I'm being an asshole about it. Like, I chart everything out. The fact that they just did 204 deals in Q3 for over $1 million, and they did 91 deals for over 5 million and 53 deals for over 10 million, that's amazing. Okay? Net dollar retention does not include any deal or any deals in the past 12 months. You do some quick math right there, you're getting around 600 deals over $1 million that has nothing to do with net dollar retention. That's going to be additional profitability in the future. That's huge. Huge. You look at the arc on the commercial count and the total customer count, that's amazing. I remember when this was supposed to be a black box. I remember when everybody used to say that. And I used to say, you don't know what you're talking about. I mean, but I don't look at the numbers, right? Well, I do. This was one of the best quarters I've seen from a company. Maybe not from a total revenue and total profitability standpoint, but from a business metric, it's amazing. Total revenue spiked. It spiked. Second consecutive quarter over $1 billion. It absolutely spiked. You're going to get an S curve. Maybe Q4 2025, maybe you get to the 2 billion mark. I'm not sure. Okay. But I will tell you this. I think that they at least get to 1.5 to 1.6 billion in Q4 2026. So let's see. Maybe they get to 1.25, 1.3 in Q4 2025. But in 2026, I would not be surprised 1.5, 1.6 billion. I think this is going to keep increasing, and I think they have a ton of growth ahead of them. I mean, it's just expensive. When I did it, and look, the market cap, let me zoom in a little bit. Apologize. So when I did this article, the market cap for Palantir is roughly around where it is now, just a little bit more expensive, but their margins great. But you look at the profitability, should a company that's doing, think about this, 875 million in EBITDA be 415 billion. They have to increase the EBITDA by 11 or 12x to do the same EBITDA as Salesforce. Just the math is why Palantir is expensive. Now, I'm not saying it's not going to get there. I'm just saying that you're paying 1.8 billion in free cash flow. You're paying 231 times. That's expensive by anybody's measures. So don't tell me I'm not looking at the numbers. Please, for the love of this stream, do not say this. And I even did my own projections on revenue and free cash flow. I do think that in 2030, there is a way for them to do 13 billion in free cash flow. But that's another 5 full years away. You're paying so much today for that potential, and I don't even know if I'm going to be correct on that. Maybe I am, maybe I'm not. But there's still a lot of growth. I just don't know if that's $1 trillion company or not. I don't know. So let's see. I'm worried about Monday or Tuesday, whenever that earnings report is, because Palantir may not get the market excited and it could break down. We've seen that happen before. We've seen it happen with Cloudflare. Cloudflare is now back where it was. We've seen AMD break down. AMD is now at all-time highs. We've seen companies break down before. So we need a couple of quarters to see what happens. So Palantir next week, probably one of the biggest things that's going to be watched. I'm really excited for Amazon. That's the one thing that I'm really excited for next week. We'll see what happens. We will see what happens. So I am not keeping up with what Carp is doing. So I don't know. Couldn't tell you. I'm just looking at the comments. You guys are hilarious. Thank you so much. You guys make my day. Absolutely hilarious. Best stock of the year. I don't even know what that company is. Celestia. I think I've heard of it. I don't even know what that company is. What's going on with gold, man? Talk about a crazy freaking time, huh? Gold's at 5,500. Silver's at 114 or 116, I think. If there really is a multi-year structural demand issue with silver, I mean, I don't even know where that could go. Gold at 55.39 right now. The precious metal people have been absolutely correct. I will tell you this. It's not good for inflation. I think that that's a very serious problem. Because when you look at the price of metals and you think about construction, while oil and gas are inexpensive, those are still raw material input costs that have to be embedded in the algorithm. And that could make inflation creep up. So I am worried about that. I mean, we'll see how that plays out. I would like silver and gold to come down. I don't know if they're going to. Now, I don't think that this is a recession, and I'll tell you why. Freaking Lutnick was talking about 5% GDP growth this quarter. Now, we're going to find out real soon if the government shuts down or not, which would not be good. If the government shuts down, I would be very angry. I do not want people working for free and people not getting a paycheck. That would be horrible once again. I do think cooler heads will prevail. I don't know. I'm not going to get political. I really don't know what's going to happen with that. But there's not a lot of things that scare me for this year. Metals certainly aren't scaring me. I do think at some point this is going to get where there's a massive sell-off. I just don't know if silver is going to pump to 150 or 200 before we see a massive sell-off. But think about it like this. There's so much silver on the sideline. Are we really going to sit here and say that people that were buying cases of silver dollars at $20, $30, $40 an ounce, that if this goes to 200, they're not going to sell? Get out of here. At some point, this is going to freaking sell off. I just don't know when it is. Yeah, and we don't even have a crypto rally right now. So what happens when Bitcoin and Ethereum start hitting again? And oh my God, copper's at 610. Jesus Christ. The hell is wrong with this? Oh, why did Brent skyrocket? So Brent's at 69. Not happy about that. We need that to come back down. Where's Bitcoin at? 87.7. Bitcoin's coming down a little bit. Where's Ethereum at? Why do I always just put in ETH? It's ETH-USD. Ethereum is down a little bit. I mean, not really worried about it. But what happens when crypto actually starts doing something? We'll see. Yeah, Microsoft, people are worried about 45% of the RPO being tied to OpenAI, and they think that OpenAI is a dud and Anthropic is the real winner. So that's what's going on with that. Crypto was cool before the government got involved. That's funny. Look, I think the market's in a good setup. I'm not worried. Can we see a 10, 15, 20% drop? Sure. Yes, we can. I think it'll be short-lived, though. I'm really not too worried about it. So, look, I don't know if you should hold Microsoft or not, okay? I can tell you it fits well in my portfolio, and I can tell you that I like it. I think it is a good price, and I think it's a good value. That's my own opinion. I have no idea what you should do. It fits well for me. But you know what fits really well for me? S&P 500 index funds. It's just one of those things. Is it going to be a larger company in 2 years from now or 3 years from now than it is now? I mean, I would think so. My two recent buys are Zeta Global Holdings. That's my new position. And I bought more Nvidia this week, a good amount. So I didn't buy 10 shares. I can tell you that. So I'm really bullish. Look, and if Nvidia goes down for some reason after earnings, but nothing changes with the forward guidance, I will pick up more. I have a certain number of shares I want to get to. I'm not there yet. And we'll see what happens. I am a very big believer in it. And when I look at where Taiwan Semi is with their Capex, they're expanding Capex by roughly 30%. You have all the numbers coming out of the memory companies and the memory RAM and the hard drive companies. You have the Capex numbers from Microsoft and Meta. I think it's a very good setup for Nvidia. We don't even have China numbers in yet. So this is what it is. I don't know enough about Intel. I don't know. I told Amit we should have looked at it when it was like 21. We didn't. It is what it is. We can't get everything. So I don't know. I think SMCI is interesting. I haven't looked at it though, so I don't know. It's something that's on my list to really look at again. Lena wants to know if I'm buying Nebius. I bought it. I have not bought more. I would definitely be interested in adding. I mean, we can't get everything. I wish we could. We can't. Tommy, I don't know if I'm going to agree with most stocks. I mean, there's a lot of stocks that are overpriced. I don't know. There's a lot. Yeah, listen, I thank you. Invest Edgar. I did bring up Intel, but I didn't buy it, so it doesn't count. You know what I mean? I think Hood's going to have a problem this year. Look, this year, and here's the other problem with Palantir. Palantir's got a lot of cash on the balance sheet, and you're in a lower rate environment. That interest income that they were generating is going to decline. They're going to be in a tough comp environment this year too. And I think Robinhood, same thing. I think they're in a tough comp environment. And when you really look at Interactive Brokers against them, I'm sorry, but the numbers are really interesting for Interactive Brokers. I should revisit Lemonade. It looks like I was wrong on Lemonade. That's fine. I very well probably was. I don't bat 100. It is what it is. Come on, what's my average on Costco? I'm a consumer, not a shareholder on Costco. I don't know enough about ServiceNow. I'm not getting into it. I'm not looking to start any more new positions unless there's something that just doesn't make sense not to buy. Listen, PayPal should go freaking private, okay? You really want the skinny on PayPal? They should go private. I don't think Alex Chris is the one to lead this company anymore. I'm not happy that they came out with a minuscule dividend. The buybacks, nobody cares. The market does not care about the buybacks. It's pretty much the only thing that's really juicing the EPS at this point. And for the past 3 years, the market has said, cool, we don't care. I think that they have more than enough free cash flow. They should have came out with a 3.5% or 4% dividend, gave the street something to talk about, get income investors excited, get ETFs and mutual funds that are income focused excited. And that would make them take a look at the financials and realize that this should be trading at around 90 to 110 a share. I don't know what the hell is going to get PayPal the respect that it should have for the profitability it generates. I think it's a great company. It is not a dead company. Dead companies do not grow. But that doesn't mean that the market's going to give it a valuation that makes sense. So I don't know. Would I be surprised if PayPal goes to 90? No, because that's where I think it should be at the low end. My range is 90 to 100, but I wouldn't be surprised if it doesn't do anything. So, is what it is. It is what it is. I didn't see Starbucks earnings, but I think I saw a headline about them going over 100 for the first time. I thought I saw something about them going over 100. They didn't. Let's see. Maybe they touched 100 after hours. They're at 95. Look, I'm happy. It's all because of me. I started drinking Starbucks coffee again in Q3. So, it's all because of me. I need to go through their earnings. I'm a Starbucks fan. Let's see. I don't know if PayPal gets down to 50. I mean, that would be insane. I think now started to look interesting, but I didn't do enough due diligence to really make that assumption. But it wasn't riveting to the point where I needed to buy it. I have not looked at Toast, no. I like CoreWeave, but I like Nebius better, so I started a position in Nebius. I'm not looking to start a position in CoreWeave also. I think the numbers for Nebius look better, and I think the reality is that ClickHouse is an undervalued asset on the balance sheet. So I do think Nebius is very interesting. Yeah, rewind the video. Meta was the first thing we talked about. I think we probably spent 20, 30 minutes on Meta. Do you ever get nervous that you guys all get caught up in groupthink in terms of positions? No, I don't get caught up in groupthink, guys. I'm my own person. I think everybody knows by now that I call bullshit when I see bullshit, and I say a company is a great company when it's a great company. I mean, it's not groupthink when I'm saying Palantir doesn't deserve to be over 100. So there's a lot of companies I like. What can I say? Cisco, I really like. I've been a Cisco bull for a long time, and not a lot of people liked Cisco. I think it should be significantly higher than where it is, and I think it'll continue to do well. Something that I've been talking about that a lot of people don't talk about is the need for networking equipment with all the data center build-outs. I like Cisco. Broadcom's interesting. I think Broadcom's very interesting here. I mean, listen, let's go to Tip Ranks and look at it. I should get a membership to Tip Ranks, but I can't get a membership to every freaking thing. They should give me a membership. Tip Ranks, give me a membership. CoreWeave, right? So they have a high of 180, an average of 126, a low of 86, and it's at 126 right now. Let's see where Nebius is. Is Nebius at freaking 150? No, where's Nebius at right now? Isn't it like 96? Why doesn't it have it's up here. $100 a share. Okay. So yeah, even on the low end, there's still alpha with Nebius according to Tip Ranks. Where was CoreWeave? I probably wasn't looking at that right. So CoreWeave is 106. Okay. What is all these pop-ups? Jesus Christ. So freaking annoying. I wonder if the meta numbers are updated. I don't think they are. I think this is where they were yesterday. But yeah, there's a lot of freaking alpha potentially on Meta. The average is 828. That's interesting. Listen, I like Meta a lot. I really do. Where do they have Microsoft at? Yeah, that's interesting. 618 on the average, 678 on the high. Oh, that's really super special. Get your milk and cookies for a weekend. Another we're not gonna have, at least where I am, we're not gonna have a serious snowstorm. You know what? I gotta hang out with everybody on Sundays. The snow ain't stopping me. Can tell you that much. It ain't stopping me. I wonder where they got Palantir at. Let's see. You've reached your monthly limit of free investment research. How much is this bullshit? I don't know if I really want to pay $179 for this. I know I'm being cheap, but I really don't use this. They should give me a freaking membership, right? I mean, they use me on here. Why aren't they giving me? Yeah, I'm on it. I have nothing to do with them. And you would think I should reach out to them. Like, hey, I'm in your top 50 on financial bloggers and experts. Can you give me a membership and I'll show your product off on the freaking stream? I mean, I don't know. I'm not giving them the money right now, so maybe they'll reach out to me. Who knows? I'd rather take that money and freaking buy more freaking stock with it. Get another share of Nvidia for that. I know exactly. In the streets, it's a whole share of Nvidia. They want me to give them the money instead of Nvidia. I'd rather freaking buy more Nvidia. Ask them for a free Bloomberg terminal. Yeah, I mean, I could do it on another browser. It is what it is. ANET, Arista Networks is a very interesting company. They've done great. I just happen to like Cisco. Like I'm a big Cisco fan. IBM, did they report yet? When did they report? I haven't looked at IBM in a while. Oh, they reported today where they beat top and bottom. They're holy shit. They slaughtered earnings. They're up. Well, here is another one where I get things wrong. Here's why, everyone. Listen, you can't buy them all, right? This is IBM. I've been talking about IBM for a while. Where was it on this article? At 128, I was bullish, and it has slaughtered the market, and I didn't buy it. You can't buy everything. You can't freaking buy everything. I mean, I don't know. Great. They ended up really turning the corner. I really thought Cisco would pull an IBM. They still may. I think PayPal can. I'm a big fan of PayPal, but I'm not in it anymore. I think it's going to be dead money for a while. Oh, you think I don't own GLW/Corning? I mean, I own them, but not a lot. I don't own a lot by any means. It's in the dividend harvesting portfolio, but I can still claim I bought it. Ah, I don't know about freaking SoFi. I don't know. Look, I bought a naked option for next week on SoFi at 29, just in the small portfolio challenge. So hopefully it goes past 29. Is SAS dead? No, it's not. People who think SAS is dead is out of their freaking minds. They're out of their minds. Is SAS dead? Well, no. Microsoft has a SaaS product. It's called freaking Dynamics. Palantir has SaaS products. They're called Foundry. Salesforce, SaaS. Workday, SaaS. SAP, SaaS. Oracle has their ERP system, SaaS. SaaS isn't dead by any means. People are going too far with it. I mean, that's the next big thing, I think. Oh my God, we finally have somebody in the chat that actually said something positive about Salesforce. If my company moves away from Salesforce, I'm going to quit. Look at that. Finally, somebody said something nice. But no, SaaS isn't dead. It's just getting beat up because people think AI is going to displace it. People aren't realizing that these SaaS companies are embedding AI in their offerings, is what they're not realizing. So I don't think it's dead by any means. I think it is actually an opportunity in great SaaS companies. So you're 100% right, Raven. It could be the next PayPal. It could be. I don't know. I don't have a freaking crystal ball, but the profitability is huge. There's a few of them I like. Let's see. Adobe's the one that scares me, only because I'm not familiar with Adobe that much and I don't use that type of product. So I don't know how much of that can be displaced by a Google Gemini, Nano Banana, or whatever. But I mean, Adobe is buying back so much in stock. They're not, it doesn't seem like they're worried. So Adobe could be a great buy. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, CrowdStrike I like a lot. I like CrowdStrike a ton. I don't follow waste management. I wouldn't do you any justice giving you an opinion on waste management. I mean, if SAS is Cisco, then I mean, I'd be pretty happy. Cisco's doing quite well, actually. I have not looked at Path. Oh, thank you. And by the way, I don't put anything in my hair. I just let it dry like this. I am not the CEO of TRAW. Come on now. I stopped following Snowflake when Slootman left, so I don't know anything about it. I'm once in a blue moon. I don't really drink. I have no idea what the top 3 movies I'm looking forward to. I have no idea. At least Night of the Seven Kingdoms got a little better, and Industry got a lot better. Oh, where is Netflix right now? Are they rebounding at all? Did they get past 90? 84. God. Michelle, what's going on? You better get your gloves. It's freaking freezing up here. If I'm saying I mean, I got the window open, but it was freaking cold walking through the streets. Cold. Make sure you get a Scully hat too. It's freaking cold out there. Looking forward to seeing you on Saturday. Yeah, Tanner drinking Celsius. That was not on the bingo card. You're gonna need the thermals. Good. Good. I wouldn't be surprised if Netflix goes to 60. I do not own GM. I own Ford. Yes, I have my window open. I have it cracked. It's like open like that much, and it's probably 5 feet away from me. Oh, PB. Thank you very much for the super chat. I really appreciate it. Have I seen War Games? Absolutely. War Games is an amazing 80s movie. Man, love that freaking movie. Love it. Love it. Ford is in the dividend portfolio, yes. Florida Gators. University of Florida for favorite college football team. Okay, I did not know that there's a Captain America statue in Brooklyn. That's news to me. I mean, I've sworn today, maybe 2 or 3 times on the stream. So I'm toning it down. Whenever Tanner's streaming with me, I try to tone it down. He likes a PG Steve. I don't know what the snow total is, but I will tell you the streets in New York suck, and there's snow all over the place. Pedro Manuel, family friend, Uncle Steve. I don't have a hair product regimen. It's called I freaking shower. I use shampoo. I comb my hair when it's wet, and I let it freaking dry. I don't know. I've been doing that for decades, so it just kind of stays like this. No, Amit and I have not come up with a name for the podcast yet. It's actually really freaking annoying. We can't freaking come up with a name. I mean, we have one that's going to be potentially a default if we can't come up with something by Friday. So, I mean, listen, I'm going to say something right now that's going to piss some people off. If you put 2 movies in front of me and I have to watch the whole movie through, okay? And you're talking Goodfellas or The Godfather. At this point in my life, I'm watching Goodfellas the whole way through. If there are certain scenes, I think The Godfather has some scenes that are probably a little bit more iconic, but overall as a movie, right now it's Goodfellas, period. I don't hate the Stockfathers. I just don't think it's going to fly because we'll tell everybody on Sunday. I don't hate the ticker friends either. Let's see if Amit's up.
Your call has been forwarded to an automated
Straight to
voice
voicemail.
system.
I'll text them. The stock fathers. What was the other one? Ticker friends. 2.5 stocks. That's awesome. I love that. Hold on. He said no to the stock fathers. Where's the other one that I said I liked? I can't find it now. 2.5 stocks. I love that. Love that. He's not going to like it, but I like it. He is on the phone. The Roundtable podcast, that's not bad. The stock night rises. That's pretty funny. Thank you very much, Hermio. We are friends, good fellas for sure. Thank you. I appreciate it. PB, thank you very much for the War Games super chat. Really appreciate it. Diversified Fools name his show like, oh, that's interesting. Like that also. We'll text him that also. Diversified Fools. Like that. Listen, Roundtable's good. I don't hate that. See what he says. Yeah, I mean, I don't mind the exchange. I know Amit didn't like it. The usual stock pickers. I don't hate that. I don't hate that at all. Don't hate it. Yeah, I mean, listen, obviously we need to figure it out. I'm very excited for the first episode to drop. You guys are going to freaking love it. It is going to be insane. I don't think you're ready for what we did. I don't like pumping things up. I think everybody knows me by now. I don't like pumping things up. I have rewatched the first episode 2 or 3 times now. It is that good. It is actually that good. Very excited for everybody to see it. So we'll see. I'm super excited for everybody to see it. Promise me you'll have to go into YouTube Shorts as well. I don't have time right now, but at some point maybe. I think it will be released February 5th. Next Thursday, I believe we are going to release it. So it'll be on its own channel. We're going to get everything out there. So it's going to be good. We're we're both so excited for it. Yeah, we don't have well, listen, we don't have an opening for it. We just rolled right into it. It's so good. So we'll see. I really do hope everybody enjoys it. Listen, I was once jacked. I got the pictures to prove it. I once was jacked. What do you want me to say? I mean, I don't even know if jacked is the right word. Like, I was yoked at one point. Mission investable. That's not horrible. Mission investable. I used to be able to throw a ball over those mounds. No, I never used to be able to throw a ball over the mounds, but I was once yoked. Hold on. Give me a sec. I want to crop this. I don't want to show the other people that's in this. Paint. So for those of you that are thinking that I wasn't, here you go. Like I was pretty big. I used to do sets of 315 12 times for reps. So I was. Great role model. I am not a good role model, just like Charles Barkley. Yeah, I was 100% net. I didn't even take creatine. The only thing that I did, in all seriousness, you're gonna laugh, a protein shake right after you lift, and then making sure that you have a casein protein shake, obviously with whole milk, before you go to bed. That way your muscles feed overnight the whole night. Like, people don't freaking understand. You don't need creatine. I like that, G Money. Thank you very much. Really appreciate it. Wall Street fellas. I like that. You don't need creatine. You don't need freaking test. You don't need HGH. You just gotta lift and you gotta eat right. Like, I ate to get big. I didn't have a six pack. I ate to because I like to lift heavy. And here's something else. I never deadlifted. You don't need to deadlift. And yes, I got my creatine out of eating steaks and chicken. I wasn't powerlifting or body. I just lifted the way I like to lift. I did a lot of calisthenics. I mean, they used to call me freaking jailhouse because I would just bang dips out and pull-ups all the time. I mean, my warm-up was 3 sets of pull-ups and 3 sets of dips. That was my warm-up. So, and push-pull, not pull-pull, not push-push. People who do tries and chests together, ridiculous. Unless it's a non-real workout day and you're just lifting just to keep a rhythm going. Chest and back, It's the only way to lift. Chest and back, buys and tries. People who do buys and back together, you're destroying your back workout because you're burning out your freaking buys. It's ridiculous. Stop it. Freaking stop it. Just stop. Quitting and investing. That's great. I never did the 100 push-ups per day, but I did do a lot of push-ups. I probably used to do like 60 push-ups a workout or something like that. The market handle's not bad. I am texting him all these, by the way. I wasn't big on cardio. I mean, so when I used to lift, I would circuit train and I didn't stop. Like my rest, so do set a bench, right to lat pull downs, back to bench. Like my rest was doing an opposite body part and then walking back to the other station. So I didn't do cardio. I just didn't stop for like an hour and 15 minutes. He doesn't have me muted. He's on the phone. He does have his phone silenced. He texted me that he's on the phone and, he's having a conversation. He doesn't have to answer. He'll see him when he sees him. I gave my program to Tanner. He thought I was joking when I gave him the program that I used to do. Never Lambo. Oh, Altria is reporting tomorrow. I like it. No, I have an iron stomach. None of that stuff bothers me. No, I mean, listen, Tanner lifts for different reasons. Listen, I liked lifting to lift, and I didn't ever maxed or anything, but I enjoyed lifting heavier. I could care less about sneakers. I think Adidas are pretty comfortable. I don't know. What dentist? Yeah, I used, what type of protein did I use? Hold on. I'll show you if they even still make it. Oh, they do. Hold on. Oh, they don't make the one that I used to. Hold on. Don't they? Why don't they have just a freaking all for freaking, okay, view all. Hold on. Here we go. All right. So this was what I used to use. For those of you, I don't even know why we're talking about this. I don't know why you're interested, but I used to use the Hydro Way for my after workout, and I used to use the Optimum Casin before I went to bed. So that's what I used to use. The Hydro Way was microfiltered, much easier to shake up with the milk. And I liked it. It had some more amino acids than the gold standard way did. I think it had 7 grams versus 5. So I don't know if that's still the case, but it had more what I wanted. So it was the Hydro and then the Casin before I went to bed. I mean, look, maybe it's marketing, but it's about the protein content. And I can tell you that my body worked great and I was never really sore. So definitely worked. You listen, you don't need whey. You don't need anything if you eat right. It's just an added benefit. So, I mean, there was a point where I was pretty big and I wasn't using any of this stuff. But I mean, this stuff definitely helped making you a little stronger and getting a little bit more out of your workouts. There's no question about that. But I don't think that you need all the extra stuff. I mean, you probably don't even need, and I do think that that's why I wasn't sore a lot because of the casting overnight. I think that really helped a lot with not being sore was the casting. The earnings call. Nice. Yeah, 1 gram of protein per pound or 1.5 per pound to get bigger. I mean, no, I have not lifted in a long time. Yeah, I haven't lifted in a long time. I don't have time. Wish I did. I don't have time. Maybe one of these days I'll get back into it. I will be at the meetup. I can do these streams in the gym. I like Skippy, but Jif is good too, but I'm a Skippy person. Creamy, not chunky. The next meetup is Sunday. A restaurant in Jersey, next to looking at the city. Macy, yeah, at some point I will get around to doing a video at different phases. I am not going to the Singapore meetup. I apologize. Not going. Thank you very much. Really appreciate the support. I do this for all of you. Really appreciate it. It's all about the financial future. Is copper really freaking pumping? Don't even do that. Copper's up 2.76%. Jesus. That's crazy talk. I've never been to the restaurant. It is not Steve approved. I was not asked my input. So hopefully they did a good job. We're going to find out. Michelle, I will look. I rarely look at the messages on X. I will make it a point to look later tonight or tomorrow. I own Salesforce. Yes, I do. I don't have a horse in the race with the Super Bowl, but I mean, it's hard for me not to go with the Patriots being in the Northeast. So, no, I have no Super Bowl boxes. I am trying to figure out a way to do something for March Madness with the whole community. So, let me see what I can get set up. No money or anything, but I will give out a prize. So we'll do something to hang out. Ooh, finance figures. I like that. Yeah, a 0% chance I'm doing a meetup in Oregon. Right now, there's only three places I'm potentially traveling to: Miami, Texas, Chicago. Other than that, I'm probably not or if we do an Atlantic City one, I'll do that. I said maybe DC. I mean, DC is close enough. I could take a train down and not drive. Grab an Amtrak. I am not smoking cigars. You guys are more than welcome to. It's also going to be freezing outside. So, yes, June is correct. Any place that starts with New York, New Jersey, New Hampshire. Technically, I'm allowed in Jersey because it starts with New. Oh, yeah, and New Mexico. Look at that. Chels, there's nothing to be jealous of. If there's one in Chicago, I'm coming. There's nothing to be jealous of. I'm not that cool. I was a lot cooler when I was younger. I'm pretty boring these days. You want a good time? Hang out with Steve in his 20s. Now I just talk about freaking finance. I rarely travel for work. I have never seen New Girl. I have no idea what that is. Figuring finance, interesting. Oh, Raven, shit. No, I didn't. I actually forgot about Grey's Anatomy. I will I need to freaking watch it. I completely forgot. Oh man. The Yankees are heartbreaking. I'm very happy that they re-signed Bellinger. I want them to bring Spencer Jones up. I would like for them to get rid of Austin Wells and throw Ben Rice at catcher. I would like Spencer Jones somewhere in there. I think Spencer Jones is the future. So I think the Yankees got a very good team. I'd like to get rid of Garrett Cole. So in a perfect world, I would try to deal Garrett Cole, Austin Wells, and Jason Dominguez to Pittsburgh and give them Volpe too. Volpe can freaking go. Give them those four and try to get Skeens. Those Skeens in that freaking lineup, forget it. Forget it. Brewers are a good team. I mean, I don't think that they should have gotten rid of Corbin Burns, but, you know. I don't think anybody's beating the freaking Dodgers, so yeah, listen, I know we're not getting Skeens. I think Skeens wants to play in New York, though, and I would rather give up Cole before he throws a pitch. He's 36 coming off of Tommy John. I don't want Cole on the team anymore. Go get Skeens, throw him in with Max Fried and freaking Cam and you got a crazy lineup. But even if they get Skeens, I don't think that they're beating the Dodgers. Like the Dodgers are just, it's so insane. And with Kyle Tucker, it's nuts. I'm so happy Bellinger did not go back to the Dodgers. I don't know if you can say the Blue Jays got robbed. The Dodgers, you couldn't have really thought the Blue Jays were going to beat the Dodgers. Like, come on. Shohei Ohtani is the best player that's ever lived. Like, it's very hard for me to say that as a Yankee fan. It's the truth, though. I agree, Meta 800. Absolutely. Look, Shohei is the greatest player I've ever seen. Think about it. Nobody is ever going to do what he did. What did he throw? 10 Ks and 3 home runs in the same game? It's never happening again in our lives. No. What's his face? What's the guy who just free climbed the tower in China? That dude is the best athlete of all time. Come on. That's insane. What the hell is that guy? Does anybody know what I'm talking about here? The hell is the guy's name? Why am I blanking on it? The free solo guy. What the hell is his name? Alex Honnold. Yeah, that's the greatest athlete of our freaking generation, if not all time. Thank you so much, PB. I do like ticker ticklers. Candlestick Kings, dividend dues, emits 9 of dividends. Arbitrage artist is interesting. I like that. We'll send it. Trendsetters. I like that too. Okay, Amit said no to everything that we have sent him. We're sending him trendsetters and arbitrage artists. Oh man, Roy Jones Jr., y'all must have forgot. I mean, I do think Roy Jones in his prime was the greatest boxer I've ever seen. That's just me. I don't know if Amit's being difficult. He just doesn't like them. I don't know. There's a lot of stuff he sent me that I didn't like. I think we're waiting for an aha moment with the both of us that we're just not going to find at this point. I mean, Roy Jones is freaking, he is so amazing. Oh, look at this. Look at this. I'm on the phone with someone, but all these names are bad. We're looking for an aha moment. Is what we're looking for. It's not a live stream. It's a pre-recorded show that we're doing. Like we're doing a legit pre-recorded show. Studio and everything. So it's going to be good. I think the market's going to be good tomorrow. I'm excited. Well, it's 10:50. I think we're going to call it. Tomorrow, I will be live with Amit, I believe, for Apple, and then we'll be on at 9:30 tomorrow night for a little bit. Friday, we got SoFi, and I'll be on Friday night with the crew. And I'm going to write a Meta article tomorrow at some point and try to get it out for Friday. And that's that. Thank you, everybody, for staying. I really appreciate it. Everybody who's coming to the meetup, looking forward to meeting everybody. Everybody who can't come to the meetup, I'm sure I will meet you at another meetup. Really looking forward to it. So it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. So thank you, everybody. Really appreciate everybody being here. This is great. Why do I need to keep apologizing? The S&P hit 7,000. I'm not a liar anymore. It just didn't stay above 7,000. So thank you, everybody, especially the mods. Thank you for all you do. Really appreciate it. I will see everybody tomorrow. Have a great night.